Okay, finding seats quickly, please. Okay. I'm just waiting on your silence. Okay, school, please stand.
Me karakia tātou, whakataka te hau ki te uru, whakataka te hau ki te tonga. Kia mā kina ki uta, kia mā taratara ki tai. E hi ake ana te ātākura, he tio, he huka, he hauhu, tihei mauriora. E noho.
Okay, good morning everybody. Welcome to our Senior Subject Selection Assembly for students entering Year 12 and 13 in 2026. Today we are going to talk to you about the shape of your timetable for next year, compulsory and optional subjects, and how to make choices with your future in mind. This is an important and exciting time, and my hope is that by the end of this assembly you feel a high level of confidence about what is available to you, both in terms of subjects for next year and support to make good choices about those subjects. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, I'm going to invite Ms. Philippa Leask to the stage. She's our Head of Department for Careers, and she's going to talk to you about what the Careers Department can do to support your subject selection. Okay, thank you.
Morena. Yes, I'm Ms. Leask. I'm in the Careers Department, and I just want to tell you how we can help you and support you as you're looking forward to choosing your subjects for next year. Many of you will have worked through Career Central, an online program in your health classes, and now is a really good time, if you've already done that, to look back on that and reflect on the saved jobs that you have and see what some of the subject recommendations are if you're interested in any particular jobs. You can do that in tutor time as you're making those choices. Just pop back into that program and have a look there. You are most welcome to book an appointment with us in the Careers Department. You can come before school, at interval or lunchtime, or for the next few weeks we're going to be in our offices after school on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday or Friday, and you can pop in after school without making an appointment to talk through your option choices. If you want to book, you can book through. There's a link on your Google Classroom if you're in Year 12, and in Year 11, or for anyone, you can go through eLearn to student support and then to careers, and you can find the booking links there. Please remember, we'd like to see you booked before school interval or lunch or after school. The good news is there is a pathway to pretty much any job that you are interested in, any career that you are interested in. Even if you think, oh, I'm not taking that right subject at school, there is generally always a way to that career. And so it may take you 6 months longer once you've left school, but there is generally a pathway. So don't be despondent if you're thinking, I'm not quite on the right track. We can help you get there. And just remember, you've got truckloads of options after school. You may want to continue studying, you may want to go into work, you may want to travel if you've got some money to do that. We'd all love to do that. So come and talk to us about your options. Do remember that some people want to go to university, some people don't want to go to university. There are many, many places you can study in New Zealand where you don't have to commit to that 3-year degree at this stage if you don't want to. So if you've got any questions, remember to look online at Career Central, Google any questions you've got because Mrs. Google is very useful, and book in to see us if you're still not sure. And tomorrow night, we've got the Careers and Subject Information evening. Let's just have a quick indication because we'd love to see you there. Who thinks that they're going to come along to that and see all your subject teachers and everyone we've got on the hall? That will be fantastic. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow night.
Okay, thank you, Miss Leask. Right, let's crack into it then. So, I'm going to start with what you are studying next year. So in Year 12, you will study compulsory English and have 5 further options to choose from. In Year 12, you are working towards your NCEA Level 2 qualification and are aiming to earn 60 credits and attain numeracy and literacy if you have not yet gained it this year. The other factor to consider is in your Level 2 study, if in your final year of school you wish to apply for scholarships to study either in New Zealand or overseas, it is your Level 2 results that are the ones most often used in awarding scholarships for study. So that's always something to keep in mind when you're thinking about studying as a Level 2 student. In Year 13, you have 5 optional subjects and no compulsory subjects. You will also be enrolled in tutorial classes relating to each of your chosen options and designed to both support and extend the learning you undertake in your core classes. In Year 13, you are studying towards NCEA Level 3, requiring 60 credits at Level 3. You also require literacy and numeracy using those same 20 credits that were applied to your Level 2. You only need to earn those one time. So all of that will award you your NCEA qualification. But if you are thinking about a university pathway, either directly after school or as a possibility at some point in the future, you also need to pay attention to university-approved subjects, university entrance as a qualification, and the specific literacy requirements for university entry. Earning Level 3 alone is not a pathway into university by itself. So what's really important here is you have to seek the information and make choices that lead you to the pathway that you want in the future. So on the screen you can see some information about what university entrance is. This information is on our careers website. This information is so easily accessible online as well. It's just really important that you seek it out and you know what it is. All of these slides, by the way, are on Student eLearn for you. So if you're looking at the slideshow and you go, I'd like to check that again, you can find it on the subject selection page of Student eLearn already. So everything's there and easy for you to find. So to be awarded university entrance, you need NCA Level 3. You need 14 credits at Level 3 in at least each of 3 approved subjects. And we recommend when you're selecting your subjects that you aim to take 4 university approved subjects as a minimum. You also require 10 literacy credits at Level 2 or above, made up of 5 credits in reading and 5 in writing. Those are different from the co-requisite literacy credits. Those are literacy credits at a higher level. You also require 10 numeracy credits, which are covered by your co-requisite numeracy credits. So having awareness of these things is really important as you make your choices if university is a pathway you are interested in. So on the screen now, you can see a list of university approved subjects. We recommend that you take 4 of these if university is even a possibility in your future. Again, this list is on the NZQA NCA website. It's also up on our websites on eLearn, so you can consult this later. But we recommend you take 4 subjects from this list if you are interested in university in your future. And this relates to the idea that year 12 and 13 is a time to compete, not just participate. So I want to echo Ms. Lee's message that in year 12 and 13, it is absolutely okay not to be certain about what career you want in the future. And it is certainly okay to leave school not intending to go on to university. However, the qualifications you gain in year 12 and 13 are your pathway into study and into work after school. You might not want to go to university next year, or you might be intending to study something that has no prerequisites. However, you must consider that your future self might have a different perspective, a different set of interests, and a different set of needs. My father left school at 15. I promise this is relevant. It's a tiny story. My father left school at 15 to be a bobcat digger driver. And when he was 32, so that's it's a long time after he left school, he decided he would like to study to be an accountant. To access that tertiary qualification, he had to do additional bridging courses at AUT. As Ms. Lee said, anything is possible, even if you don't leave school with everything you need. So everything is possible, and he did eventually graduate with his degree, and he graduated the same year that I finished high school. And I was so proud of him, but he definitely lamented not having understood the ramifications of his decision to leave school. Don't forget that as a 16 or 17-year-old, you don't know what might fascinate you in the future. The advice to seek challenge is about not being limited by what you like right now or what you are currently good at. Mastery and success come with time and effort. If there is a subject you think you might need in the future, but it feels difficult and challenging, take it. Don't close doorways to yourself based on what you are good at right now. You can become good at almost anything with effort. Part of keeping your options open is being knowledgeable about different career and study pathways that may interest you in the future and understanding the requirements to access them. Earlier this year, the University of Auckland did some surveying with our students. Many of you took part, and they asked you all about whether you were interested in science-related careers in the future, such as engineering or medicine or psychology or research. And they also asked you what subjects you were currently taking and what subjects you intended to take next year. What the researchers found from your answers to their survey was that our students who are absolutely certain that they want a science-related career in the future are taking the maths and science subjects that make that a real option for them. That's brilliant. They're making the right choices. But what they also found is that those who are undecided and thought they might want a science-related career, but were also considering other options equally, were not selecting the correct science and math subjects to keep those options open to them. For instance, one student might think, in the future I could be a lawyer, which is not a science-related subject, a fabulous career, though, an amazing thing to aspire to, or I could be an engineer, which is a science-related subject. But they weren't necessarily then selecting the maths and science subjects that would keep the engineering pathway open. This means the decision was being taken away from them in the future. The message here is be aware of prerequisites, what the requirements are at school and at university. Imagine lots of possible career pathways for yourself at this stage. Think about what you are passionate about and also about what our world needs, and make sure your decisions are really well informed. So there's some graphs up on the screen for you. So Catalina Ma from the University of Auckland shared this data with us. She's a former math teacher who now works in the Pacifica Student Initiative at the university. And her aim, her whole job, is to make sure that Pacifica students are transitioning effectively from school into university. Her message to students, to all students, is that NCEA is the time to compete, not participate, because student outcomes in NCEA have significant impact on their ability to succeed at first-year university. The choices you make and the effort you invest now are laying the foundations for your future success. The graphs above are based on first-year student performance at the University of Auckland last year in 2024. What the graphs show is that for students who pass more than 20 external credits at high school, only 8% failed in their first year of university, and almost a quarter of them got an A grade, which is the top grade in a university course. But what you can see is that the less external standard students passed in NCEA, the less likely they were to succeed in their first year of university study. For those students who did their first year of university in 2024, and in 2023, their final year of high school, took no external standards at school, 1 in 3 failed their first year of university. This means that if university is where you want to go, you need to start laying the foundations for it now. Seek out courses that will equip you with the skills and experiences essential for success at tertiary level. And there's lots and lots of help for you to make sure that you're making those good choices and getting into the courses that are going to lead to the future that you want. So to help you do that, first of all, start by coming along tomorrow night to our subject evening. Talk to university providers here in the hall, speak with subject experts in the classroom around the school. Make sure that the selections you are making over the coming weeks align with a future that motivates you and makes you excited to study over the next couple of years. You can see 2 other really important dates up there on the screen. So at the moment, you can log on and view courses through our school portal that you will be then able to select from Monday, the 28th of July. So you can log on anytime now, view all the courses available, start thinking about your selections, but you will not be able to actually make those selections until next Monday. And an email was sent to all of you and all of your families last night with details around how to log in and how to make those selections. The reason for having this delay between being able to view and being able to make selections is it gives you this week to talk to people, to seek support, to read all the information and think really deeply before you start locking in choices. The second really important date on the screen is Monday, the 11th August, 8 a.m. The selection window closes at 8 a.m. on Monday, the 11th August, and your subject choices must be approved by your parents before this time. That means you need to start talking to your parents now about this and having discussions with them because they do need to log in and approve the choices that you make. And you also need to talk to them about, do you know how to log in? And check that they've had a look at this before it's the 12th hour and things are feeling urgent. So get ahead of this, start talking to them now, make sure they can log in, make sure you can log in, make sure you're sitting together and looking at this. Okay. And there's lots of bits and pieces to subject selection. So all the information you need about how to make your subject selections, about what you need to choose, about what subjects are available, is there for you on Student eLearn on the Subject Selection tab. This assembly PowerPoint is up there and everything else you might need. So step 1 to making your subject selections is to log into Student eLearn, read through the subject selection tag. Step 2, that didn't change. Step 2 is to then log on to our student portal and select the School Bridge button. School Bridge is the platform that's hosting our subject selection for us. So you need to log on to the student portal, select School Bridge, and then, as I said just before, you will be able to do step 3, which is view through the Learning Area button and through the Useful Information button what it is you need to select and all the courses that are available to you. From Monday, July the 28th, so that's next Monday, this course selection button will then appear on SchoolBridge. And you'll be able to click into that and it will take you to the homepage where you can read guidance and you'll be able to start making those course selections. My suggestion is that you view courses through the Learning Area tab. So on the SchoolBridge platform, there's 2 ways that you can view courses. There are some courses for me, is what it's called, and it makes suggestions based on what you've already taken about what you might want to take next year. So you can view courses that way. That will not show you every single course available to you, however. So to be able to view every single course available to you, you need to look at the courses through the learning areas. If you're in Year 11 this year and you're heading into Year 12, one thing I'd also encourage you to do is do some browsing into Year 13 and what courses are going to be available to you in the future, so that you're making sure that the things you're choosing for Year 12 are leading you to what you want to do in Year 13. Step 6 is to also look at what courses are mandatory for you. So for Year 13s, the only thing that will be pre-selected and preset is tutorial. And for Year 12's English is what will be pre-selected and preset for you. So you can see those already loaded into your courses, and then you can see how many gaps you have to fill, how many courses you need to select. As you're browsing your courses, there are a few things that you should pay attention to. The course pages are beautiful. Your teachers have spent lots of time putting important information and guidance into those pages for you. So spend some time reading them carefully as you make your selections. You should notice, are there course costs associated with taking this subject? I know, for instance, that if you're going to do health and physical education at Year 12, there's a self-defense course that has some cost associated with it. So, which is a really cool thing to take, but it's important you go into it knowing those things and that you're reaching out if you need any support with meeting those course costs. You should also notice if there are prerequisites, if there are requirements that you need to meet before you can take a course, either in terms of a pass rate or in terms of a course you need to be taking this year. As you head into your exams, you might find that when you read the prerequisite information, you need to pass a certain amount of standards in order to access the course you want next year. And that can help you kind of know what you need to meet through your exams and study this year. You can also see what credits are available to you and what specific standards a course offers. That's where, if you're thinking about something really specific at university in the future, or anything really, and you know that there's some standards you need to take, you can be checking that against the information on SchoolBridge. There's also information on there, there's like this tree diagram that shows you what the subject you're looking at leads to in terms of subjects in the future. That's only relevant for this year's Year 11s. But there's also links to the Government Careers website where you can have a look at what different courses might lead to. Our own careers page on Student eLearn is also a fabulous, fabulous wealth of information about what different subjects lead to and what different university courses require. You should notice who the teacher in charge is, because then that's someone you can approach to ask additional questions of over the next couple of weeks if you have any. And you should also read through the course outline to understand what you will get to study if you take that course. So once you've browsed and you've had a look, the next thing you do is you add courses to your favourites. And you can add an unlimited amount of courses to your favourites. And it's only after you've sort of gone through everything and thought it through, and you've made some decisions, that you should start actually pressing that select course button. Step 11 is to designate, when you select a course, is it a core course or is it a backup course? It's really important that you select backups. We absolutely endeavour to give every student their first round of selections, especially in the kind of last 2 years of school. But it is important that you have backups in case a course doesn't run or in case there's not the right numbers for a course. So make sure you select backups that you will be happy with. And the final thing is you need to talk to your parents, because before 8 a.m. on Monday the 11th of August, they need to log into this platform and they need to press the approve button on each of your selected courses. So start those conversations early and enlist their help in making this really big and significant decision. So tomorrow night we will see all of you here at the course, the Careers and Subject Information Evening. We'll see you here in the hall talking to the providers from the universities and different careers pathways. We'll see many of you at the Women in Medicine talks that happen twice across the evening in the staff room, and we'll see you wandering around all the different subject expos. I highly encourage you to be bringing your parents along or your caregivers. Whoever's going to support you in making these decisions, bring them along so that they can hear the information firsthand and support you in asking really good questions. And just one more time, those final really important dates. So tomorrow is the evening to come and get the information. Next Monday is when you'll actually be able to start locking courses in, but you can look at them anytime from now, and then everything is done by 8 a.m. Monday the 11th of August. You can't say I didn't tell you. I think I told you 5 times. So we all know what we need to do and when it is. And you also now know, hopefully, that there's lots of help here for you. So you've got a couple of weeks to work through it. Make sure you're reaching out if you need any support with any of that. So we do have a couple of minutes left. Do we have any questions? Has anyone got a burning question? I know it's a big room, so we might not, but I'm happy to take a couple of questions, or we can close off and have some time to start looking. Was there one? I didn't see. Okay, do you have a big loud voice? Maybe one of the teachers can help me pass it forward. If you can stand up and speak. Yeah, well done. Sorry, could you pass the question? Oh, yeah, cool. That's a good question. So tutorial is going to be aligned to your 5 subjects that you're taking. So you'll have 5 periods of tutorial as well as 5 core subjects. And so for each of your subjects, you end up with a tutorial period. And the intention there is that it isn't your core class time. So it isn't going to be, I guess, like the core teaching that you're receiving, but it is going to be with a subject expert. And it is going to have some potential direction. So it might be an opportunity for extension. It might be an opportunity to be shown how to do that task or understand that piece of knowledge from a different voice, because sometimes hearing it from a different voice is really useful. It might be an opportunity for study and reinforcement. So it is going to be kind of additional and supportive time to your core learning. Yes, please, stand up. What's the timetable going to look like next year? That's a really hard thing to describe, so maybe we could bring that in a slide, in a visual format to you in another presentation, just so I'm not running through, it's kind of a hard thing to paint a visual picture of, but we'll make sure to show you guys that really soon. But you can see for Year 13, 5 core subjects, and for Year 12, 6 core subjects. Right, I think we're very close to the bell, so bring the talk down. We've got to close off, so nice and quiet, please. Waiting on your silence. Okay. Shh. Okay. School, please stand for closing karakia. Kia whakeira te tapu, kia wai te ai te ara, kia turaki whakataha ai, kia turaki whakataha ai, Homie, huie, taekie. Okay, be seated, please. Yeah, do it. We've only got half a minute. Yeah.
Morning, everyone. If I can have your attention back up the front, please. Just stay, I will let you go shortly, but if you can stay seated for now. Thank you. Just a couple of key reminders. Firstly, around uniform, largely looking really, really good. We appreciate that, like this morning, it is very, very cold. If you are wearing other layers underneath your school uniform, that is okay as long as they cannot be seen. So we don't want you adding other things on top that are not part of our school uniform. Obviously, that doesn't fit with our code and our expectations here at school. But if you are cold and you have things underneath that cannot be seen, that is okay. So things like thermals, merinos, all of those sorts of things can go underneath your uniforms, again, as long as they can't be seen. Second thing I want to speak about this morning, and it was really, really noticeable for us on stage, and I'm apologising to the huge group of you who were here on time, is the huge amount of lateness this morning. And I am looking around the room because a number of you came in late to an assembly that was designed to give you specific information to help you make your subject selections. So that is not okay. So we want you here on time every single morning, but particularly on an occasion where it is designed to help you make really good decisions for your future, that amount of people turning up late to assembly is just absolutely not acceptable. So we will be looking at that moving forward. If you were late today, you need to think about the reasons why you were late, make those adjustments, and make sure it doesn't happen again, please. Thank you. You may go to period 1.